Okay, so you know me already, some of them, so maybe some people don't know, but I'm Gediminas from Kaunas. And okay, I will start from the most important thing, like protests. You know, yesterday we had protests in Belgium, in Brussels, but we also have protests in Lithuania too. And this is this is our logo for people of culture, protests against populist party in Lithuania. Is trying to take in culture and media into their hands. And as we know, in Ukraine, in Slovakia, in Hungary, we have a bad influence from Russia. And the Populist Party is making everything to go this way. But the culture sector is not so happy with that, and a lot of protests are happening. So what we are saying that this is maybe the last time we are talking freely, and we are talking in a democratic way. But and every time we have to fight for the possibility to be together and to share our experience. Now I will tell the story about Nemuno 7 and the project which I made in Kaunas, not in Kaunas, but Kaunas district. In 2015, we started the European Capital of Culture project, and the main goal for me, or task for me, was to create a landscape design object in Kaunas district. As you can see in the map, it's in the middle of Lithuania, but around the Kaunas city, which one is in the middle, and a lot of nature, a lot of nice rivers, water, forests, and the landscape is really nice. And I was trying to create the wide region project dedicated to landscape design. But every time I was taking the idea to the mayor of Kaunas district, every time it was cancelled. So it was a bit difficult to work. Even if I had two really interesting objects like Sitkūnai radio station, which was really important in gaining independence of Lithuania, because it was the voice of the Lithuanian to the west and to the Lithuanians. And another object was really interesting, Kamelo assault rocket base, which was aggressive object for the Europe, because the bombs which could seek to 2,000 kilometers. So Brussels was in danger too. You can imagine even Paris or even Barcelona was in this range of I don't know, war or destroying. But even these two places I wanted to change into some landscape design objects or parks, or making something interesting with these two objects. The mayor said no. And the main reason was the Zapyškis, really small town with 500 people who lives in this small village or town. It is not so far from Kaunas. It's about 20 kilometers from Kaunas, or 1 hour by bike to this small village. It has also only one small but really nice Gothic church. You can see the river and the villages on the two like nearby the river and another one on the hill. And the main reason is why the mayor wanted to be the object here. His mother lives here, and he is from this village. We discussed a lot about this place. It's not was so easy to find a solution, because the villages sometimes the land is occupied by water because of the level of the river, and it's not so easy to find what to do in this place. But we try to ask the people and the community what they want. So they wanted beach, they wanted playgrounds, they wanted some art objects, but at the same time The problem was that there was no public space, only the small path, which is nearby river, and whole land was private. So you can't do nothing because you have to ask for the people, but nobody wants to share the private land. And another thing was that the budget was cut, as you can see from, it's not written, but I had €500,000, but after some discussions, somehow it disappeared to 200,000 euros. And you can't do really big projects like this. Two, one is in the Netherlands, another one is Germany. I tried to think how to get into the land or get up to over the land to create something like some tower to watch how the river flows, or maybe to get into the water. And this inspiration all the time was like around my head, and I tried to think, what can I do? We discussed this community, and this is one of the best inspirational things from Russia. But it's the guy Nikolai Politsky, who involved people. In Russia, it's not only in Russia, but in Eastern Europe, it's a bad situation with drinking. And so Nikolai Politsky involved all people who all the time are drunk or poor. They involved him to create some strange objects like this one, pyramid, lighthouse, or even this jumping trail for the people. So they created a lot of things, but again, every time I go to my place where I have to create something, it doesn't happen because it's impossible to create in this small path. So I thought about maybe towers, maybe some objects which depends on the water quality. Like on the top is from Netherlands. The watchtower is linked to the water level, and it goes like down and up. It depends on water, how it's rising or going down. But when you have 2,000 euros, you can't do such things in Lithuania, even with our creativity. So I decided to use the path, and the inspiration was from, Netherlands and Dan Rosegard studio. They used Van Gogh's paintings to create the path which is shining at night. It's because of small stones, fluorescent stones, which are in the path. We found the company who creates this small grains. We went to workshop. We went to the path, which looks at the photo like this, but in reality it doesn't work because in reality in the Pishkis we have a lot of noise of light, and it can be so good in the night when a lot of street lights, houses, and other things gives you a light, and the noise is too big. So I got the idea that I have to climb go from the path to the water. But the problem again, that the river is flowing all the time. There are really good examples from the Europe, and not only, this is from the Europe, but the water here stands still, and it's easy to create something. But even I started to discuss with Mothership Studio and to make something like that, because we have in Lithuania a lot of cutting trees in the streets, and that's the project when in Rotterdam they saved the trees from the reconstruction sites, and they planted into this, I don't know how maybe it's in English, the same name, Buya or something like that. So we planted in these objects, and they flowing all the time in the Rotterdam for, I don't know, maybe 7, 10 years already. Some of them sometimes dies, but still the project is really working. So at the same time, I know it's success or something like that, but we visited company, state company who is responsible for river transport and so on, and they showed the ships which will be used for our one of the main event in European Capital Culture program, like stages, barges, and so on. And they said that they have this ship. This is a river dredger. They want to cut everything from the ups, which is on the upper side, and they just leave this like platform. But for me, it was already a design object, and I said, stop it. It's really nice and really interesting object. Just wait a minute. We can find some ideas how to use it as it is. So, and it was from, again, if you travel all the time, if you live in free world, you see some good examples. And I saw this in Turin, this object, and it was like, okay, you can make the same with our ship and put it like this one, 2 objects, and to create something together. And at this time, it was just idea how to represent, how to show the architect Prikotskis, who was responsible and who is still responsible for Zapyshki street construction and some objects, architectural objects. He said that the small village or any village is alive when people are going around. You can't have just one object like church, and because everybody comes to one church and then everybody goes out and nobody is traveling. It's like blood in your veins. You have to move all the time. So I decided to put a bit further from the Zapyshki church, to put this ship, and then somehow somehow the mayor for politics liked this idea, and we started to work. I invited, at first I invited Asta and Sigita. They are sisters. Asta is responsible for producing projects as a producer. Sigita is architect. We talked about this ship. We sent some photo because they couldn't visit this ship. But so I made some photos, and already on this ship was a lot of small plants, pioneers plants who are climbing on the buildings if you leave them forgotten, or even you can see in the street. They are easy for them to be here, to live, and they create the biodiversity system for the other plants. So Ula Maria, a landscape designer, she saw these photos and said, let's talk about these pioneer plants, and let's make this ship full of them, local plants. And we invited light artist Linas Kutavičius, who made some nice objects. We put some art on this ship, and this is how it looks like now, every year. It's full of plants, 46 local species. You can have audio guide, you can screen make some get information through QR codes. You can climb everywhere, you can smell, you can enjoy the nature on this ship. And it's like the park on the river. And also we made, this is like, you can see some, not so much, but you can see, but there are 9 different art objects dedicated to the river system or the river policy or sustainability, and all the objects are related with water. At the same time, we create here workshops, inviting people who lives nearby. On the main gallery of new building, which is on the top of the ship, we organize exhibitions every year, like 4 or 5 exhibitions in a year. a lot of excursions, a lot of people who are visiting with groups. They want to see this ship, and we use it as a stage. The main photos from the opening event, but you can see that the stage can be everywhere. On the top, like these two guys, my friends who are playing. Sometimes drummers are being here, like jazz or something like that. This from Greece, mechanical band. So the stages on the ship, people are on the bank, and they are like all the time connected, and the object is looking really nice. A lot of concerts every year. Now we are making just 3 in a year because it's because of the money. Every time you have to get equipment, every time it's difficult to get the equipment on the ship. It's open air, so sometimes it's risky because it's not possible to make some proof on the stage on the ship. So not so many concerts happening now, but still, when we do it, it's a lot of people are coming and enjoying the place. Even if it's happening in the late evening and people wants to relax and enjoy the night, yeah, we do a lot of things, and we have a lot of partners. We have a lot of partners creating some events together in church and also on the ship. We are participating in different awards. Sometimes we win, sometimes not. But a lot of things happening, and we are happy that the ship is inviting people to come to this small village, not only for this nice little Gothic church, but also for this new object. And what? It's a never-ending story, and now I have 3 objects which are inspiring me again. Cinema theater. This is the brick factory, old from interwar times, and another one ship, Nemuno 11. Maybe it will be like here can be this Kauno sports club. I don't know. This one is we are talking about the black box for the dancers, and this one is for the nightclub or something like bar, again in the ship. So yeah, that's it. I hope that it's not the last time we are talking freely, and I hope that democracy will win. And the party from the influence from Russia will be thrown away to the garbage, somewhere. So let's hope. That's it.